You are listening to the Atlanta Real Estate Forum radio show, all about real estate edition, shining a light on the movers and shakers in the real estate industry, the home builders, developers, realtors, and suppliers making it all happen. And now, here are today's hosts.
All right. Good morning and welcome back to the All About Real Estate edition. I am your host, Todd Schnick, joined by my friend and colleague, Carol Morgan. Before we kick off this special edition, do want to thank New American Funding for being our 2021 show sponsor. Now our 10th year on the air. It has been great partnering with them, and we're going to be hanging with them for a bit longer. So looking forward to that continued relationship. All right, my friend, Carol Morgan. Wow. This is our 1,000th episode of this show.
Oh my gosh.
10 and a half years into this. I can't believe it.
When we started this in, 2011, did you ever think we'd still be doing this 10 years later and at 1,000 shows?
And all of our co-hosts, some of which are joining us today, it sounds like. This is an authentic, real human episode today. So dog barks are welcome. I know. I mean, I've had a few projects that have lasted quite a while, and I've had clients that have lasted this long, but I haven't had many shows go this long and continue to be relevant and important to the industry. As you guys will hear later, we have some friends joining us later. Everyone said how impactful this thing continues to be on the industry. So it's one thing to do a podcast for that long, another thing to do something relevant and important. Right. For that.
We've got a pretty loyal group of, listeners and followers. If they don't want to take the time to listen to us on iTunes, they can read the show notes on Atlanta Real Estate Forum, or they can read the excerpts on any one of our, bazillions of social media sites. So lots of ways to get the news. And it's always interesting to see what resonates, but,
Well, what's been fascinating is looking back a bit. I mean, there's so many directions we could go on reminiscing here, but and you hear me from time to time say that when we're talking to certainly someone on the real estate segment where we're talking about trends. And it's just been so fun to me that in these 10 and a half years, how the trends have evolved. Some have swung back. There are things that we talk about now that were not even on our consciousness back then because things have evolved.
Yeah.
It's been fascinating to just see how the industry itself has changed. We've gone through a pandemic now. Who thought we would have had a pandemic as part of our history on this show?
And that has certainly changed the way people look at housing and the things they want in their homes and what's important to them and, where they want to be as we move forward. Who would have thought that? And do you remember way back in the day when we did the deal of the day?
The deal of the day. I remember when your son Forrest, who was, I think, a child at the time. When
my gosh.
We actually recorded him doing that for the production, and his voice was a little bit higher than it is today.
Well, if you think about it, 10 years ago, if that was early on, he would have been 12. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. Well, gosh, we've had a lot of iterations of the show, a lot of different, the deal of the day. we used to have 3 segments a week.
3 segments.
I think.
Yep. We did a segment, the deal of the day, to kind of break it up, had some ads scattered in, and then a second segment. So, yeah, then at some point
we've had a lot of we've had a lot of different folks be a part of this thing. In 10 and a half years, you've had some turnover in your staff. A lot of great people have been a part of this thing. Guest hosted here and there. When we started this thing, I had a business partner, the other Todd, who was a part of this thing.
Todd and Todd.
This is how I've gotten to know your staff over the years, because there either have been a bunch of them that have co-hosted, and there's been several of your crew that have been, on the production side of this thing. And so I wish I had kept notes on all the different people who have been a part of the production of this thing. But there's a big list of folks who have played a role in the. Now you're hearing my dogs in the background.
Oh, how funny.
Who have been a part of this thing. So that's been kind of fun to think about too.
And I don't think people think about that as it relates to a podcast. They think we just get on here and talk and record it and boom, it's done. And there's actually quite a bit of production involved. And you think about the show notes, and just listening to this and taking the notes, takes time, and creating the graphics takes time, and posting it everywhere takes time. And that doesn't even include the editing.
Well,
So,
speaking of, I'm glad you said that because I was going to go there next. One fellow who has been with us from the beginning, who continues to be on the production side of this, is our editor, Igor, who's been with us and his team for the whole duration of this thing, and then helped us incorporate video into this thing that kind of became a part of this production once we shifted to remote based recording. So thank you, Igor. Appreciate everything you've done. My apologies in advance for the production on this episode. It's going to be a lot of work putting this one together, but we couldn't have done this without you. So thankful.
Yeah, thank you, Igor. Thanks for sticking with us through the thick and the thin of this. Yeah, every now and then I get a message from Todd. Oh, my editor's going to kill me on this one. Just going to kill me on this one.
He's going to earn his keep on this.
5 retakes later. Yeah. So, my gosh.
Goodness gracious. Well, so it's been fun. There've been a lot of neat people on your team over the years. And the other thing that I was thinking about looking back, we've had a lot of our friends that have been repeat guests on this show. Some of them have been on approaching 10 times, I think, if not more than that.
Yep.
And the beauty of this industry is they jump around from organization to organization, and places merge and are bought out and all that. So there are some folks that have been on this show representing multiple organizations, which is just kind of fun to look back on that too, and recognize some of the neat people. Some of whom you'll hear from later on.
Yeah,
this
I was
episode.
kind of excited. We got probably 2 of my longest time clients, I think, are making comments on this, which I'm very appreciative of. And, it's nice to have that support. And I think part of the reason the show is successful is we have the support of the industry. They know that I have their back and that we're sharing the good news, and, we skirt the bad news. And, I'm not going to say anything but positive about the building community. And that's what got me where I am. And love supporting them and sharing their stories and, sharing it with the world. And this is one of the ways we do that.
We should probably also say that over the course of this 10.5 years, this show's won a few awards.
Oh, absolutely.
So we can say it's an award-winning 10.5 years and 1,000 episodes.
Yeah. Phoenix Awards from the Public Relations Society of America, Georgia chapter. We've won Obie Awards from Greater Atlanta Home Builders Association. We've won Hermes Awards. We've been, ranked as one of the top real estate podcasts. It's been phenomenal. It's been a fun 10-year run, and golly, maybe we've got 10 more years in us.
Well, maybe so. Some good news recently that indicates that we're here for a while longer. So I have no plans on now. I will have to figure out what we're going to do when this pandemic passes and we shift back to the old ways. We'll see how that all unfolds. I'm sure we'll have fun with that, and maybe that affords us a chance to maybe rethink a few things and maybe try some different things. So who knows? We'll see. You mentioned public relations a minute ago. We probably should tip our hat to a lot of your friends in the at our public relations professionals. One of them will be making an appearance later as well. But we've run across a pretty interesting team and collection of those folks over the years too, have shared with us some pretty amazing people and organizations and events. So that's been a lot of fun to showcase some of their clients as well.
And and it's nice that we've got events coming back in Atlanta. And, you kind of alluded to the fact that we have video now, but, the pandemic has given us opportunities that we wouldn't have had in studio. And you and I have both spoken about this, but I know we have a show coming up where we're featuring somebody who's printing 3D houses. He's not in Georgia. He's not in Atlanta. He's not anywhere nearby. And we wouldn't have been able to get him in studio, but we certainly could get him on Zoom. So that's been nice, and that's been fun to be able to give shout outs to different companies. If I had to guess,
looking ahead from where we are today, there will probably be some sort of hybrid.
That's what I'm thinking.
How this thing will continue to incorporate tools like Zoom and some remote recording so that we can rope in some folks that aren't necessarily that serve Metro Atlanta, but aren't necessarily based there. I can't imagine that we won't continue in some way, shape, or form in studio production as well as part of that. There's value in that in some respects. Plus, it's just fun to hang with you in studio. Putting up with me for all these years is quite an achievement. You've looked the same the entire time.
I don't know if that's true either.
I'm looking at the downside of videos. I can tell the hair is thinning a little bit on my end. So But
That's funny.
anyway.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. It's, always fun to meet people in person and to find out their stories and to share those stories and figure out what's next. That's one of the most fun things to me, especially, in this past, 12 months, is all the stories and trends I've wanted to share, but haven't had an Atlanta source. I've had a great time finding some of those trends that are happening out there, but maybe not here quite yet. So,
well, we're obviously grateful to your support of this show and being the ringleader, but we've had some great sponsors over the years as well. And our current sponsor, New American Funding, what a great partnership that's been. You'll hear from them later in this episode as well. It has been fun to work with them for sure. And everyone that we partnered with over the years, we're grateful to them for their support of the show as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. So we have been very fortunate. I guess not all podcasts get sponsors, but ours has enough visibility that we have been able to secure a sponsor. We've been sponsored for, golly, I guess 3 solid years, and probably had some spotty sponsors. That's kind of funny, off and on, prior to that. But actually, it may be 4 years, because we've had New American Funding. This is year 2. And we have a shout out to Jackson EMC, who sponsored us for 2 years prior to that. And then, prior to that, we had a couple of different warranting companies. And I think we had a different mortgage company for a while. And had a real estate firm that sponsored us for a while. So we've had a good run with sponsors, and we certainly appreciate all of our sponsors.
Yeah, couldn't do it without them. And it's been fun to watch you develop in this medium. And I remember when we started recording, this is not something you've done a lot of and have a lot of experience with. And is our editor can attest, I'm sure he can echo that your professionalism on this has improved, and may or may not have some of that original material saved away in the vaults somewhere that someday when you're roasted in front of the industry may or may not make their appearance again. But I hadn't really thought of it. I take our partnership on this and the ease with which we conduct these conversations for granted. Right. But many you'll hear from later in this episode were very complimentary of kind of the Todd and Carol show and the camaraderie that we have and it is, and everyone always says, you guys make this so easy, and that's always
our job.
Well, it is our job, and that's not easy to make this thing seem so easy. And there maybe it comes across as this polished professional production. There's just 1,000 reasons why you and I are just comfortable with this now, and it is fun, it is easy, and I look forward to these recording sessions, because
you remember way back in the day, I wasn't comfortable with it, and it certainly wasn't easy. And I think that's why we had the Todd and Todd show, because you are kind of providing me with a little bit of a buffer. And takes a while. You're not used to having a headset on, because we first started, we had a headset on and a big microphone in front of us.
Yeah, you had those big standing mics.
Now I've just got my little earphone, and of course I've got my Blue Yeti here, but it's a little bit out of sight. And and then seeing the guest in studio when they'd put their headset on and they would just freeze because they didn't like hearing themselves. So, but it is interesting. I would say that doing this podcast has not just helped me reach out and meet more people in the industry and become more knowledgeable and, provide this platform for the industry, but it's also helped my public speaking. I've had a lot of compliments the last 2 or 3 years from people who had not heard me speak in 5 or 6 or 7 years. When they've heard me in front of a group of, 100 or 200 people, they're like, wow, you've gotten really good at this. What did you do? And I'm like, 10 years of podcasts teaches you to think on your feet and to become more conversational and to kind of be thinking about what is the question based on what they just said, which is something I still think you do better than I do. But yeah, very interesting.
And that side of your professional career is booming. Your professional speaking. So that's exciting to see and not a surprise. And you've had a lot of guests that you've fed into the show as a result of interacting with them at various events like that. So it's all kind of is interrelated and all works together, and gives you a forum. And there's some offshoots from this. Our current project is the marketing thread, which is a really wicked cool project. It gives you and your team a forum and a light shining on how you guys serve your industry. And that's all possible from everything we've kind of learned through doing this show over the years. And I suspect Marketing Thread won't be the last thing we kind of do down the road.
Probably not, but
it all kind of offshoots off of this foundational this production.
Well, and great feedback on the Marketing Thread. Yeah, we sent out a press release about it, and our local Chamber of Commerce approached me, and they're like, "This is a great idea. Will you do a series of 4 or 5 Wednesday, marketing, seminars for us?" So we're working on putting that together for them right now. So
that's great to hear. Probably because I look good in that denim jacket.
It is. It's absolutely that denim jacket, Todd. So, yeah. Everyone
Carol,
looks
let me just say it's been really great to do this with you for over 10 years and 1,000 episodes, and I'm grateful to you for working with me that long and putting up with me and letting me be a part of your all's world and contribute there, and I'm looking forward to the next 1,000.
Well, I am looking forward to the next 1,000. And I should say there's 1,000 things I could thank you for holding our hand all the way through this and, kind of teaching us what to do. Nobody on my team had ever been involved in a podcast before. So, when we were in studio, you took all the photos and you made them look good. And golly, we've held signs and we've given out coffee mugs and we've asked people to bring banners. And, somehow we made all of that work. And,
we've eaten massive chicken legs. We've had all kinds of interesting experiences.
We got to get Chicken Salad Chick back on as soon as we get in the studio. I'm just telling you, all you PR people out there, I'm telling you, the way to get on the show is to bring us food. So we'll just put that out there. We need to put that out there. Chicken Salad Chick has totally raised the bar. Every time they come in studio, they just bring just amazing.
Talk about a massive production. Holy smokes. Well, as we've been alluding to through this conversation, we have some friends who stopped by and offered some comments. And so let's break and let's go to them and hear what they have to say. We'll be right back.
Well, thank you, Todd, for inviting me to speak for a moment about the wonderful and awesome Carol Morgan in denim marketing. I am so thrilled that she has reached her 1,000th show, because this show has made a real difference to our company, Enter Now. My name is Lynn Davis. I'm the chief evangelist for Enter Now. And back 6 or 8 years ago, Carol invited me to be on the radio show. And I've got to tell you, this was back when nobody really knew anything about Enter Now or about self-touring. And that's so typical of Carol, that she's a visionary. And she wants to share with her audience the newest and best. And I gotta say, we were just at the beginning of our business, and she really helped us launch into something special. And recently, well, let me stay with the radio show for a moment. With her wonderful inviting 1,000 different businesses and events to be on our show, think what she's done with the local market, and with her Atlanta real estate forum being so informational. She's really transformed, I think, our industry here in Atlanta, because of keeping us constantly informed and constantly knowing what everyone's up to. That's really important. And then second, on a regional and a national level, Carol has really done so much for the National Association of Home Builders. And that just shows how much of a giving person she is. She is constantly coming up with something else to do in order to give and volunteer. How many times she's spoken at our local HBA, et cetera, or others. She's terrific. And one of the things she did specifically for Enter Now, which I'm just excited about, is back in March, we hired Denim Marketing to take over our daily social media management. We had never done that before, and I was like, oh, Carol, let's do this for 6 months. Well, after 4 months, she actually, unknown to me, put together all our numbers and submitted us for an OBI award. And if you're wondering what an OBI is, it's one of these obelisks that are given out by our Home Builders Association for the best of the best programs each year. And she sent it in for best social media application by an associate. And of course she won because she's that terrific. Basically, she took our Facebook page and increased by 275% our fans. Our post reach went to 1,700% higher than before, and our engagement increased by over 750%. So she took us from, whatever level we were at to superstar. And again, because she and her team are so creative. And so just want to say thank you from all of us, Carol, and for your amazing work always. We appreciate you, and we don't say thank you enough. And I'm so glad that I had this opportunity to do so.
Hi, I'm Kelly Fink with Miles Brand. We're a branding and ad agency based out of Colorado, but I am based out of Atlanta. And I just want to say, wow, 1,000 episodes for Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio. That is fantastic. I'm so proud of Todd and Carol. I've been a guest many times and enjoyed it. It's been great for the companies I've worked for great exposure. And they always made it so easy for me to do that as well. And just a huge shout out to Carol. What an amazing social media and PR guru that she is. Congratulations.
Todd and Carol, congratulations on 1,000 episodes. That is some kind of accomplishment. You guys have really meant a lot, both of you, to our industry and to Trayton Homes. We feel like we have seen a lot of ups and downs, successes and failures in this industry, but that's what this brings, I suppose. So you guys have really helped us understand more about the industry, and I think what you're doing is just absolutely fantastic. Carol, we've really been with you for a long, long time, so we were thinking back and I couldn't come up with how many years. I felt like it dated both of us, so I won't try to recall when we started out together, but it's been a long time ago. And just want to let you know that we appreciate everything that you guys have done for us, for the industry. Looking forward to seeing what your next 1,000 episodes look like, and hopefully bring you nothing but success in the future. And want y'all to know we're proud of you, love you guys, and wish you all the best in the future. God bless.
Congratulations to Carol and Todd on 10 fabulous years and 1,000 educational and entertaining episodes of Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio. On behalf of myself and area PR professionals, we are so grateful for this valuable resource. Thank you on behalf of my clients and the other companies and organizations in the Atlanta area who have had guests on your program, letting your listeners know about music, arts, cultural, and educational programs and events in the Atlanta area.
Hi, I'm Mandy Crater, Executive Director for Homemade Atlanta, and I am here to say congratulations to Todd and Carol for their 1,000th episode, 10 years Atlanta Real Estate Forum, informing everybody about all that's going on all around Atlanta in the real estate industry and helping us. We are a big part of the real estate industry in that we're trying to build for those that may not have the opportunity to buy. So we so appreciate everything they've done to help us to spread the word and just to inform everybody about all that's going on and keep us moving forward.
Wow, this has been amazing. Congratulations to Todd and Carol for their 1,000th episode. I'm not sure how they pulled it off, considering the fact that every time you turn around, Carol's on a horse riding around, and you would think she'd be in the studio with Todd, who seemed to relocate out to Chicago. So the fact that they've pulled off 1,000 episodes has been amazing, and it's been an amazing testament to the real estate industry of their dedication. Absolutely amazing. Congratulations to the both of them, and wish us so the best, and can't wait to do 2,000 more episodes with them over the next few years.
Hi, I'm Kelly Allison with New American Funding, and I love Atlanta Real Estate Forum. I think they are the industry information highway. They bring the industry relevant and prudent information that creates value for their listeners. I love that Carol is so involved in our industry and brings a fresh approach to all she does. Her curiosity in her spirit of always wanting to learn, grow, and support the real estate industry is contagious. She has inspired me to want to be more involved in our industry as well. Plus, she's just an overall fascinating human being, and she has amazing hair.
Wow. Thank you all so much for all of your comments and mostly for your support over the years. Really appreciate it. It's been a great 10-year run so far. As Todd and I alluded to, we're hoping to have 10 more years. And thank you so much for making this 1,000th episode possible.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap this week's About Real Estate edition. Again, on behalf of our show sponsor, New American Funding, my co-host, Carol Morgan, I am Todd Schnick. It's all the time we have for today. 1001 starts tomorrow, so we'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in.
Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio is made possible by Denim Marketing, the publisher of Atlanta Real Estate Forum, Atlanta's favorite source for real estate and home building news. Denim Marketing is a comfortable fit, like your favorite pair of jeans. Denim Marketing tailors marketing strategies to meet your specific needs and niche. Try them on for size. They will work to create a perfect fit for your company's marketing program. Call them at 770-383-3360 or send an email to info@denimmarketing.com. For more information on Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio or to inquire about being a guest, contact info@atlantarealestateforum.com. Check out the radio show by visiting atlantarealestateforum.com or by listening to the show on your favorite podcast app. And if you enjoyed today's broadcast, we'd sure appreciate a rating and review on iTunes. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next time on Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio.